There was a great rabbi, and his name was Rabbi Meir of Parmishlian. Rabbi Meir of Parmishlian. He was a very, very holy person. He did amazing miracles. Once someone came to him and said that he needed desperately money for his daughter's wedding. I think I told the story of a couple of weeks ago, but I'll tell it again. He needed money for, let's say he needed $50,000 for his daughter's wedding. So the Rebbe Meir Parishlan said, I got a problem. I can't think about what you're saying now. I can't even talk. I can't listen. I got a big problem. I smoke a pipe. My pipe has a long stem. This was in the previous, previous generations. This is Meir Parishlan was saying. The previous generations, they used to smoke this pipe, and the stem of the pipe is clogged up. And you have to have this special sort of stick, this iron thing, metal thing that goes into it. It has to be very pliable. It has to go and has to be very thin. And I can't find anyone to make it for me. I need it's called a lulian. What's it called? Lulinka. A lulinka. Either the pipe, I think. The pipe is called a lulinka. It's a long pipe, and it has a thing. So I can't think. He says, but Rabbi, I need this money. I can't think. I need this. I need the cleaner to clean out the lulinka. I can't do it. So he said, don't worry about it. I'll get you one. I'll run and I'll get you one. So the man runs into town and he goes to one of the what is it called? The smiths, the iron smiths, what are they called? The blacksmiths. And he says, listen, I need a lulinka. He says, that for this rabbi, I know we've been asked. I can't make one of those things. I don't know how to do it. I tried to do it and it doesn't work. You want to hear? There's a couple other blacksmiths in town. Go to them. So he goes to them, can't do it. He goes to a non-Jewish blacksmith, can't do it. Nobody can do it. And finally, one of them says to him, listen, there's this old blacksmith, and he lives at the outskirts of the town. That once used to be part of the town, but the town sort of moved, and he lives in this little hut over there. Maybe he can help you. So he goes to the outskirts of the town. It's like, what is that, a half an hour walk or something? And he walks, he has to go a little through the woods. And sure enough, there's like a little cabin. And he knocks on the door, come in, he goes in the cabin. And there's this old fellow, a big sort of a fellow, but he's old guy. And he's sitting there and he's, pounding away on something. So he says, listen, you can do me a big favor. So come sit down. A non-Jew, the guy's a non-Jew, a Gentile. He said, listen, I have a teacher. He has this big rabbi. He has this long thing, a lulinka. He says, yeah, I need a stack, something to clean it out. Says, did you go to the other blacksmiths in town? He says, yeah, they can't do it, right? Says, no, they can't do it. Says, they don't know that. What do they know? That's the new generation. They don't know. So I used to be the most popular in the town. I used to work all the time, day and night. Now the town has sort of moved and these new people came along and I'm already older. And what can I do? And for sure, I can make you a lulinka, but you have to promise me that you'll sit here and let's talk. I have no one to talk to. So this Jewish guy says, sure, let's talk. So he starts to talk, and this guy takes out the blacksmith, old blacksmith. He takes and starts pounding, and he's starting to talk to this guy, and he lets him talk mostly. And he sees that this blacksmith is really a very nice person, maybe one of the nicest people he's ever met, and just an interesting story, a genuine person. He sees that the person is a person with a wonderful heart, and he has insights in life and experiences that he went through. And he hears the stories that the blacksmith is telling, and he even cries. And he said, yes, I have similar things. And the blacksmith, he cries together with him. And they laugh and they tell jokes with each other. They're enjoying each other's presence, oh, so tremendously. And finally, he finishes making this thing, this lulinka, and he gives it to him. He says, oh, thank you very much. I want to pay you. I want to pay you. He says, listen, you just paid me. I'm so lonely. I'm going. You talk to me. You're a friend. I want you to pay me. You want to pay me? Be my friend. And the Jew says, listen, I'll tell you the honest truth. It's not such a very difficult thing. You're a very nice person. I really, really enjoyed talking to you. Wow. He says, well, so come back tomorrow. We'll talk. He says, but I want to pay you something. He said, I need your money. I need money. He says, I want to show you something. Stand aside. I want to show you something. So he has this big anvil, right? The big anvil, this big, huge piece of iron. The thing weighs, who knows, 500 pounds or something like that. Says, watch this. He stands aside, puts his hands under the anvil. Instead of he's all red, moves the thing aside, and there's a little door underneath there. And he opens up the door. He says, it's like flush with the ground, one of the boards, but it's got a little sort of a hole there, and he pulls it up, and he pulls up another board, and he takes out this little box, and he opens up, and it's filled with golden coins and with who knows diamonds and stuff. I need your money. When I used to be the most popular. Everybody used to give me. I have all this money. I got nothing to do with the money. I have no children. I have no family. I have no this. Sit down. He says that I don't need your money. What I need is your friendship. So do me a favor. Come back tomorrow. He says, okay, I'll just bring this to them. It's already nighttime. So he closes the whole thing up, and the thanks him very much. And he goes back to his place. It's in the nighttime. He doesn't want to go to the Rebbe. And early next morning, he goes and he gives this. He goes. He prays. First of all, he prays. First thing in the morning, he wakes up in the morning. And he's got this stem, and he goes and he prays and he walks. He's walking to the house of the Rebbe, walking to the house to bring him this stick. And he sees there's people gathered out in the street. So he hears them talking. He says, "What happened? What did something happen?" Said, that old blacksmith that he lived over there. He said, yeah, I know. He said, well, he died last night. I said, what? He died. So the Jew starts to cry. He was such a good person. He was my friend. He said, well, what's everybody talking about? He said, well, the guy didn't leave any money, and we want to bury him, but there's no money for the burial society, nothing whatsoever. So we figured maybe we'd sell his hut and his tools, but it's not worth anything. Who wants to live in a place like that? It's far away. It's totally useless. And he has these old tools that nobody needs whatsoever. So the Jew says, oh yeah, how much would you sell the whole place for? So this whole place, maybe it's worth, $50, something like that. So he says, okay, also, but I want a deed. I want a deed that I bought the place and everything in it. They give him a deed about everything in it. It says, when's the funeral going to be? He runs and brings he runs and he gives the stick to the rabbi. And he says to the rabbi, here's the stick that you wanted. He said, now will you give me a blessing? He said, I don't think you'll need the blessing. Right? Suddenly he remembered, yeah, you're right. The whole reason why he bought this thing, or no, maybe he didn't. Okay, anyway. So he said, you're right. He ran back to the house. They had already buried this guy. They took him and buried him. He managed to push over the anvil, opened up the door, took all the money. He had a fortune, millions was there. It could be maybe he did that before. I don't remember exactly the time order of the thing. But nevertheless, the Rebbe said that's the reason I sent you over there. That's the reason I sent you to buy this thing, was that you would go to this old man and that you would inherit all of the money that he had there. So we see that sometimes God works in amazingly complicated and unusual ways in order to benefit his creations. Have a good day with Mashiach now.